Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 2 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Almost said Justice for All. Ugh. Anyways, last episode we started the first case of this game, in which it was Mia's second case. We're flashing back in time. Phoenix was the defendant of a murder trial, and he was wearing a pink sweater and was acting very pathetic, and he is going to only go downhill from here in this case. Anyways, let's move on. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. Then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle earlier.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. Well, what do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is still one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor?
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
Establish murder weapon method. Sorry.
Your Honor?
Yes, Miss Faye?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I knew that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Well, we can see right here in this photo. We present the photo.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captured it quite well.
What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly the photo is the murder weapon? Well, go to the sparking wire. It was the cheap umbrella.
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable?
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. And that is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Bain, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man! I will break you! I will punch you in the throat! I will throw you in a lake! Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant!
That's you! That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all! We have proof! Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer!
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints!
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could leave a handprint like that. Intent of murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Order! That's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stuck a fork in us, we're done!
But Mr. Grossberg...
My hemorrhoids never lie! This show's over, Mia. It's over! Give me my Doritos! Nom 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 nom! Just Grossberg, he's not eating Doritos. Mr. Grossberg, no food in the car. Shut up, old man! I'll shoot your head! I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him!
No, you're wrong!
Mr.
Wright is innocent!
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor!
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
But I can't. I just can't see it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss May.
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need to have him say anything.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mr. Wright.
Alright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further.
I didn't. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Catchy music. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I have to use the voice. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me, I'm a pharmacist. There's something you need to know about that girl. She has hepatitis A. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Push of death. Yeah, I mixed it up. Used the dairy disease. What you just said. Was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we are all absolutely convinced you are. But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss May? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I'm screwed. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake! It's like Mount Vesuvius! I'm gonna explode, Miss May! When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. He said he had the clap, and hepatitis A, and syphilis. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
I bit my tongue. But when I pushed him, there were any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination has yielded any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he's innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. So, what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all kinds of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yup. Well, Miss Faye, you heard yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyways, after he said that, I just... Don't piss Phoenix off. Don't piss Phoenix or you'll get the wrath of Feeny.
Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said that he wanted what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and he started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. That's him flying!
And when you did that, there were no severed cables anywhere to be seen.
Right, there was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
I press everything just to be on the safe side.
A loud noise? And what would you say would be that loud noise, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
Ask more details.
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was.
How do I put this? It was like a sharp crack. Ah, couldn't be. Could it have been?
Yes, could have been. Hurry up and tell us.
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Just Phoenix push! He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Slam, man! Phoenix just dishing out burns! Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well,
Of course there is.
this is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. Ha! A flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Ugh, damn you, Winston. You are the worst thing. But then again, like, Winston, he's like the ultimate trainee to get my voices back in shape. Back in tip-top shape.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrellas to your testimony.
Well, in that case, we present this. Crime photo 1 because there was an umbrella there.
Why didn't you testify about this umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, I had mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's argument earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed with the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No!
Order! The victim, he moved? Mr. Bain, the umbrella in the photo, where's it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want presented as evidence immediately.
Umbrella added as evidence.
But the umbrella could have suddenly been blown away by the wind.
It was under him. Unless Swallow was a piece of paper, I highly doubt it would have blown away.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
However, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's attorney. Well done, Mia! Mr. Bain, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish of me to think I could establish guilt through a cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly! I have the true culprit! And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
I cannot read today.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne!
Dahlia Hawthorne? You mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor! The defendant's very own lover is the witness of this whole thing! I love bringing everyone's love life into the courtroom to compensate for my own! That's right! She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place!
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear! Bad news! You couldn't be any more wrong! Actually, I've been waiting for this! You can't be serious!
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's alright, at least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax now, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why.
The love of your life? Huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met around 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, anyways. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I was really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set my eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling Dahlia.
It certainly is a little bottle, alright.
It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Anyways. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always saying the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way,
Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you...
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Boy, you're gonna die! You're her enemy now, boy. Phoenix, my boy, you're gonna die. Miss Faye, she's gonna kick your ass. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some relationship between these two cases, am I right?
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
To be continued. I'm not saving the game. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Bain, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Yes, here's Dolly.
What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. In your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that! She's the apostate of Satan! Oh, and now hello there, witness! Could you please say your full name?
I am.
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size!
And I will burst them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that!
Thank you for calling my nurse. You were all so nice. I always feel right at home.
No!
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Talia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor's all mine!
No, the honor's all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard.
What milkshakes? She barely has enough milk. She doesn't even have those little milk carts that they serve in elementary school lunch lines. If anything, you have the milkshakes, Mia. Sorry, my throat's killing me. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It's only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Feeny punched him several times. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defense didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady! As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
But what do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Madam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie!
Yes, press.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Ryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis!
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through the back area.
Oh, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I went to enter the courthouse, I always walked to the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? The window? The toilet?
The judge is clawing his way through the toilet. Beanie Dougie. Yes, Phoenix and Beanie. The power of Beanie.
So, who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyways?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Faye!
Don't drag the witness down to your level!
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
Like I said, all of Dahlia's cross-examinations are wonderful.
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Beanie never did a thing to Dougie.
If I press it for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
Show contradiction. Will you please just shut?
Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
One, I would never.
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness! I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition! That is, she has no supporting... I'll be quiet now! Please don't glare at me like that! I am just doing my job! Don't punch me in the throat! No, Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about here, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it.
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. I believe we also have Phoenix's testimony. Yep, right here. Yeah, you gotta present Phoenix's testimony.
You say you didn't hear any noise. Is that correct?
We'll answer that next time. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer. If you come back for the next time, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.